Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I'm proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. So I need to show you this first clip here because I need to establish that Diana Ross was in Gary, Indiana 3 weeks before Michael Jackson goes to Motown. So watch this.
It's Diana Ross who kind of did it for you fellas, isn't it?
Yes, she started us off. We did a talent show in Gary, Indiana at Roosevelt High School, and the mayor guest was Diana Ross. She was sitting in the audience, and we did this show, and she liked it very much, and she came backstage and told us how much she liked it, and from there on...
How soon after that were you recording?
Oh, about 3 weeks.
Oh, like a miracle. Holy.
Okay, so that's Michael. What I'm doing here is I'm establishing an exact timeline. So right there, that's 3 weeks. Now, I got a bunch of stuff here. In this one, I want you to hear Michael talking also about performing at other times in his life. So at that time, that's before he meets, the reason I'm saying that, because that one, 3 weeks, that's right before they meet Bobby Taylor. So now I want you to listen to this one too, because once he meets Bobby Taylor, none of this stuff can be occurring. So any of this stuff that he's speaking about here is before the Bobby Taylor stuff.
66, and we would do like 6 shows a night with Jackie Wilson, James Brown, the Miracles, the OJs, Guys Like the Pips. See, we would come on amateur hour. See, these people were, they had like a local record going, so we would come on amateur hour. We would win the trophy every time.
Okay, so Michael's talking about like when they were touring around and stuff before the Bobby Taylor one. Before that, he's touring around. He's playing on the billings with, look at the people he had said there, but specifically 2 major ones. Jackie Wilson, because Jackie Wilson is the major direct connection with Berry Gordy, because Berry Gordy was a writer for Jackie Wilson. I mean, when Berry Gordy meets Smokey Robinson, Berry Gordy's actually in the recording studio where Jackie Wilson is recording, because he's there working with Jackie Wilson. Then Berry Gordy comes in, Smokey Robinson comes in. That's where Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson meet, through that connection through Jackie Wilson. There's a big deal there. So one of the people he says Jackie Wilson. One of the other peoples he says is the Miracles. Who's on the Miracles is Smokey Robinson. So right here, this is another established fact that Michael Jackson was appearing at venues where the Miracles were performing with Smokey Robinson before the Bobby Taylor stuff. Before that, this stuff was going on. So now I'm going to show you other things here. I didn't line this up perfect. I got it mixed up a little bit. Okay, right here what I'm going to establish is, so then this here, yeah, you can see it there. See the date there? It says July 17th. So this is what I'm saying. After Diana, when Michael Jackson says Diana Ross was in Gary, Indiana, he said it was 3 weeks after that he goes to Motown, right? And then we know that right after the performance that they did there in Gary, that they went to the Regal on this performance and played with Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers, who that's the person that supposedly takes them to Motown and stuff, right? So this here is on July 17th, okay? And, or actually, see up here it says July 12th, but down here it says July 17th, first run hit. Talent show Wednesday plus on screen. So right here, we're right there in July. We're right at that time, right after. This is the performance that obviously this is where at the Regal, the Jacksons were in Gary, in Indiana at the Roosevelt High School, did that. Then they went here, right? And we're at July, and now we know that this is right because I can further it up with this. And now here I can put this on a lower volume here. And we can go and play a little music. And here, so while I'm reading this, I'll go ahead and play this. So this would be some performance. It says here, it says, "Who's Lovin You? Diana Ross presents the Jackson 5, 1969. Okay, so I'm trying to hear that. If it's, yeah, that's a good volume. Okay, so now I want to read this here. It says, this is some things that's talked about Who Lovin You. And I want you to see how all of the people I'm talking about is involved. And look at the date. I'm going to... Actually, let me zoom in on this one right here because it's so important, okay? Right here. was recorded August 7th, 1969 by the Jackson 5. Who's Lovin' You? This is the Who's Lovin' You. Okay, so it says it was recorded on August 7th, 1969. So this is the first recordings that the Jacksons had done. And it says here, I'll read this some more to you and stuff. But so, here, let me read this whole thing to you and stuff, all the songs playing and stuff. So it says, Who's Lovin' You is a Motown soul song written in 1960 by William Smokey Robinson. The song has been recorded by many different artists, names a bunch of people and stuff there. And then it says, the most famous cover of Who's Lovin' You and the one most future covers were based upon was recorded on August 7th, 1969 by the Jackson 5. Michael Jackson was the lead singer on this recording with his brothers Marlon, Tito, Jermaine, and Jackie on background. Bobby Taylor of the Vancouvers served as a producer. Okay, so on that, Bobby Taylor doesn't just bring them to Motown. Bobby Taylor's also producing their first record that's produced, okay? There's more going on there is what I'm trying to establish. But the date there, see, of August 7th, 1969, that aligns perfectly with Michael saying that 3 weeks after the performance in Gary, Indiana, about 3 weeks after that, he's in Motown recording, which would be this date, August 7th, 1969. And then if you look back, the Bobby Taylor stuff, it's supposed to be just a couple weeks after that he was there that he went to Motown. So that's right there in July. So July and then August, early August. That totally works out right. The Jacksons are in Gary, Indiana, which Michael is saying, doing a performance right before this. So that would have been probably like really early July. Early July of 1969. They do that performance at the Roosevelt High School where Michael says Diana Ross is attending as a special guest. And then Diana Ross comes back after the show and says how well they did. She specifically introduces herself. Then right after that, the Jacksons then go to Chicago where they do the performance with Bobby Taylor. Then that's where they hang out with Bobby Taylor for a while, and then they go to Motown and start recording here on August 7th, 1969. The timeline of that is it works perfectly. But like I've shown you here, with this timeline and these dates here from the time when Michael was there at the Roosevelt High School in Gary to the timeline to where he meets Bobby to then the timeline where he goes to Motown, those few weeks right there, right? Within those few weeks, when Michael was talking before about playing at other locations with the Miracles and stuff, that has to have taken place before this. So now I've got proof that Michael Jackson was at locations where Smokey Robinson was performing, and Jackie Wilson, all of those people. There's much more going on here than you people are looking at. And I'm the one here actually counting the real dates, actually putting these things together. And I'm showing you clearly, I've got Michael Jackson hanging out with Smokey Robinson way before he goes and meets Bobby Taylor. Way before that. And then I've got Michael Jackson meeting Diana Ross right before he goes to meet Bobby Taylor. Why is these things? That's what I'm saying. I'm destroying the story that you people are saying that, oh, there's some fake story that the Jacksons were putting out that Diana Ross had discovered the Jacksons, you know? They're saying there was that fake story. And Michael even emphasized it when he had done that thing in that video where he says, oh, that's all a lie. Diana Ross didn't discover us. And then he emphasized Bobby Taylor. That's what I'm trying to say to you. When Michael Jackson is stepping out and saying the Motown's a lie, and then he issues the Bobby Taylor as the official fact, but I've just proven to you that Diana Ross was there before Bobby Taylor. Not only Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson's there before Bobby Taylor for a long period of time. But then who appears right on the first song, the Who's Lovin' You, which is written by Smokey Robinson, produced by Bobby Taylor, and then right after they do that, that's the first initial recording that the Jacksons do at Motown. They only did that single with the two songs. Then they move. It says right here, it says, just after recording this song, Barry moved the entire Jackson family to Los Angeles, California to record the hit pop songs he would co-write for the group with the corporation. That's the other thing. Berry Gordy started writing songs for the Jacksons. What I've heard is that he was a producer over the Jacksons. He was handling the Jacksons and Diana Ross. Because why is he doing it with the Jacksons? Because I'm telling you that he recognized that Michael was the son of Smokey and Diana. He understood the talent of who he was. It was not just some random kid. He would not have put all this trust in him and all the faith and everything of what he did. But it's because he knows that he's the kid of Diana and Smokey. And then they're all connected. That's the whole thing. So he moves him out to Los Angeles. When he says he moves him to Los Angeles, they move into Diana Ross's house. They don't just move to Los Angeles. They move right into Diana Ross's house. I mean, this is the real evidence. I don't know when you people are going to start looking and caring about what's actually going on here.